Yo, welcome to the show. Gather round, listen close. We got George, Brock, and J.A. bringing you the most NFL podcast. It's about to go down. Three amigos ready to run this town. Welcome to the Ball Studio, where the fun begins. George, Brock, and Jay talking NFL with their friends. So grab a drink, sit back, let's dive into the show. The Ball Studio, fam, we're ready to go. Let's go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Vault Studio NFL podcast. I'm one of your devilishly handsome hosts, J.A., and I'm joined by a couple of muted members that Tommy needs to unmute because of their absolute immaturity during the intro.
Hey, how dare you?
You got squeaky Mike and giggles over here.
Tits McFucking giggles over here. Listen, I won't have that. I won't have you tarring me with that brush, okay? You can tar me with any other brush.
In George's defense, it was the only time he was quiet all night.
Probably the only time I've been quiet in the last 10 years.
So
he was buttoning it in.
I've got these two Muppets here on the casting couch. We're also joined by Tommy on the ones and twos. What's going on? And shout out to Tommy tonight. He's done some absolute lamb's work. Is lamb's work the right phrase?
I've never heard that in my life.
It's my new phrase. CD lamb's work.
I actually had lamb for dinner.
So did George.
Yeah, how good.
I'd say. Anyway, we've had some internet issues again at my premise, which has been fun. So
This is a genuine shout out because they're fixing it this
they're
time.
trying this time. And Tommy's had to set it all up manually in a different program that we don't ever use. So on you, Tommy. Good work, mate. You've done some absolute groundwork.
So if it works, it's my fault. If it doesn't, it's Jay's fault.
That's the whole podcast works.
Zero
That's the premise of the whole podcast.
zero reception. There's literally we will barely be able to Google anything. That's how.
We're back in the Stone Ages. We're doing it so.
This is how we'll know if we know ball this episode.
Oh, you put some pressure on me. I'm
No, we know that. Don't worry about that.
And then obviously shout out our socials, get on all our socials, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok and Facebook. Shout out to all our comments on YouTube over the Rams, Stafford being the MVP, a lot of angry Patriots fans. All with the name like at Tom Brady's elite, at Tom Brady's the GOAT. Literally, I'm not even making it up. All hilarious.
And Tom Brady picked Matthew Stafford for MVP.
Yes, and just so everyone knows, all the Patriots fans, Brady, your Lord and Saviour, picked Matthew Stafford for MVP.
Although it could just be a spin-off clone of Brady at this point. Who actually knows what's going on?
Maybe he's doing the reverse troll where he's picking Stafford knowing that, you know.
He's got one GM, one clones GM, one clones the media guy.
One clones his dog.
One clone's in St. Park dancing with that model.
You know what Tom Brady reminds me of? It's like the trial version of AI, where they just like spinned it for 10 years and then brought it back. He's that first like generation AI.
Well, whatever he's doing is working. So
Yeah, he's earning a lot of money. So, and also a big shout out to our friends at the Sporting Globe Churnside Park. I've got a little readout for the Super Bowl party. This one will be a sellout. Grab your mates and lock in your spot now. Heading to the Sporting Globe Churnside Park and book your Super Bowl party today. Tables, booths, and VIP packages are limited, so do not wait. Super Bowl is Monday, Feb 9th from 8 a.m. and Australia's biggest Super Bowl party is back at the Sporting Globe Churnside Park. Ice cold calls, buffalo wings, over 70 screens, giveaways, a pre-game quarterback challenge. This is the place to be. It sells out every year, so grab your mates. Book now at the Sporting Globe Churnside Park. Spots are limited. Book now, and we'll see you at the biggest Super Bowl party in Australia.
The atmosphere is just... you can't get a better atmosphere.
And someone's going to come down and beat a young kid, Marcel, who I know listens to the show. He's won the Super Bowl, the passing competition, 2 years in a row now. So someone's going to come down and beat him.
Good luck. Good luck.
If he was 6'2", he'd be playing in college right now.
I would say don't worry about it.
Come down and challenge. Can we do a next question? I reckon you'd probably pick him.
No, just with everybody. We set up a bench.
You won't even come because the Eagles are going to somehow be on this.
No.
Hey, we'll get to that. So make sure buy your tickets, guys.
We'll be there.
Yeah, we'll be there having a great time. There'll be a bunch of our dickhead mates being dickheads as we normally are. So
and we'll be pretty.
Yeah, you'll see a real light side of the studio.
Absolutely,
personnel.
it's going to be a great day.
Except for George, who'll be hiding under a doona watching his Eagles play.
If they make it again, I won't be there. But yeah, it's all good.
Sad. I reckon you have to come. I'm going to make Dave put it in the contract.
There's a contract.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, is that what that napkin was that I saw?
Yeah. With my barbecues rubbed off my face on it.
Amazing.
No, shout out to Dave and Eloise down at the Sporting Globe. We've really appreciated you guys this year, and we're looking forward to ramping it up for the playoffs. It's sad because the season's starting to wind down.
It's only sad for you.
I hate it because I just want and Tom, his team's not in there as well. Which
Yeah,
we'll
I was going to
we know.
spare Tom, but
we'll spare Tom until about 20 minutes in when we start talking about that.
Hey, before we start talking about the games, there's a lot of like news and stuff.
Well, the first thing we're going to is coaches fired, and
I thought Myles Garrett.
Tom's got definitely coaches first. Tom's got a little graphic to play for us. Black Monday, as they call it in the NFL, not our term, it's the NFL term, so you can't come at us.
Liberals are just seething.
But there was a...
I love it. Well done.
No, they're focused on Venezuela at the moment.
Yeah, that's right.
True. They got their
Put
heads
down
full.
their Palestine flag and now they've got the Venezuela flag. That's what they've done.
We are off the rails early, and I love it. So the coach is fired. Obviously, Callahan was fired earlier in the year for the Titans, so they're looking for a job for a
I
coach.
forgot that was this year.
And Dable was fired earlier in the year. They're looking for a coach as well. So that search has begun. They're interviewing some people. But I think the first one, let's start with not Rich Gannon, the former NFL MVP. Jonathan Gannon of the Cardinals.
Yes.
Got his marching papers. Do we feel a little bit harsh?
I personally think this is a bit stiff. I know the Cardinals towards the end of the year were a little bit of an easy beat and didn't really perform as well as what the expectations were, but at the start of the year, they were very stiff. They were for 10 weeks. They were a tough out. I think their point differential was, I can't remember exactly, but I think through the 10 weeks they might have been 2-8 or 3-8 or something like that. And their point differential was like 15.
I was going to say during that time they led the league in I think every loss was a one score loss.
I think at one point they had 5 losses and their total loss margin was under 15 points.
That's crazy, man. I think he's very stiff. I think he's a very good coach, personally.
I think he's a very good DC. I
still think he's a good coach. Yeah,
we're not in the building with these guys, so we don't know how they operate day to day. It could be as much his decision as the Cardinals. Well, he might have had enough as well. Like, he never got... Most coaches get an opportunity to get their quarterback.
Yeah.
And due to the Kyler Murray situation...
You reckon Beef Brisket wasn't his guy?
No, I don't think he was. And there's a lot of turmoil, and I'm kind of... In one way, I think the Cardinals have made the right call by not letting Kyler Murray kind of be the fall guy for this team. Because at the end of the day, when you're the head coach, you're responsible for the entire team. The offense has struggled, and... They have lost a lot of games because of it. He's 15-38 in 3 seasons.
Yeah,
so the losses pile up, the pressure piles up, and I just think if they're not happy with him, they're most likely moving on from Kyler Murray next year, and they'll be looking for a new option.
They soft benched him 6 weeks left or something.
Also, like, he's in probably the hardest division in football too.
That's the hard part.
That goes against him. Like, he's had a good enough team. If he was in the NFC South, they'd probably win the division in 2 years, like the last 2 years.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's very fair. They're probably They're probably They're probably the same category as like the Bucks and the Panthers at this point, and the Falcons. Like, they're probably not that far off that level. So the division sometimes kills you, but I think the Cardinals realize that it's not getting better, so they've just got to move on and start fresh with a hopefully fresh quarterback. I'd be shocked if they don't go to an offensive sort of guy and go from there.
I think so. Yeah, I think. Well, that being said, unless you get one of the recycled coaches, and it's going to be the theme of the show, there's not really that sort of like blue chipper coach coming through where everyone's like, oh, he's definitely the guy.
Like Ben Johnson last year kind of thing.
Yeah.
It feels that way. It feels like, I think a lot of people are talking about the candidates, Nagy from the Chiefs, which we've already seen that, and also Cliff Kingsbury, who's probably going to get fired by Washington.
Yeah.
That people are interviewing him. So,
I'll tell you what, if you want to set your franchise back 5 years, get Cliff. Arizona already had him. They're not going to get him back.
Well, no, apparently the Titans are looking at Cliff Kingsbury to work with Cam Ward.
Don't kill Cam Ward like that.
That's a terrible idea.
So that's where it's at. The next one, Pete Carroll, as we kind of expected, is one and done. I think Pete Carroll's run his race in the NFL.
Very disappointed because I think we were all unanimously saying that it's good for the team. They may not get the wins, but the culture should improve. You should see a more structured and disciplined team, and it was the opposite.
Yeah, it actually went backwards, which was crazy.
Well, you can't put lipstick on a pig, can you? Like, and they also kept their GM, the Raiders. So, and then apparently Brady's looking hard at Flores, had to try and get Flores over. And I think you were saying before, he's in conversations with Snake McDaniels, which would be his second time head coaching the Raiders. And
he quit before he played again. It started.
No, that was the Colts. He quit. He said he'd be their coach and then quit on him. And then went to Denver.
That's where the name Snake Boy came from.
Yeah, and he didn't even last a season when he was at the Raiders last time.
Yeah, it was like half a
season. Did he last a season at the Broncos?
I think he got into his second season. That was the Tebow Broncos. Because they won that playoff game the first year.
Overachieved a little bit.
On that unreal slant pass to, rest in peace, Demarius Thomas.
To be fair, I think Tebow just played in the wrong era.
I think so too. I think Tebow played now, it'd be a different story.
Yeah.
But so Pete Carroll out, no big surprises there. Who's the other one, Tommy? Who am I missing?
Raheem Morris.
Raheem Morris. And we got
Raheem
Kevin
Morris-
Stefanski as well.
Raheem Morris didn't even get on the bus.
No, he got fired in the stadium, is my understanding. Like basically, told
it was announced
see ya.
within the hour of them finishing that game, which they won, mind you.
Yeah.
It was announced that he was done.
3-way tie at 8-9, and you still get fired. I reckon that's pretty stiff.
And won their last 4 games as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I thought he would get fired, but then is it harsh? But then Atlanta saying, well, again, we've got a young quarterback. We're in a division that really should be. It's very winnable for any of those teams other than the Saints this year. But then even the Saints down the stretch,
I was just about to say,
if the Saints had probably started shook from the start of the year, who knows?
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on there, but I think with Raheem Morris there was more of a cultural issue. They also fired their GM as well.
Yeah.
So and the big thing they said was the Penix move was one of the big reasons
Of course.
why, because they wasted a pick. Their offensive guys are extremely talented.
A lot of teams didn't even have him on the board.
Yes.
Penix
In the first round.
No, I think Penix is going to be a first rounder.
I thought he would be like a Jackson Dart and go late in the first round to a team that traded back in.
He took that Washington team to the championship game.
Yeah, look, you can,
and he was very good.
You can debate.
It's more the signing of Kirk Cousins
exactly,
and then
that's
drafting the
my point.
quarterback.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Drafting
But
a QB in the top 10 when you've paid a guy $180 million is a dumb move.
Oh, yeah, but I'm just saying, taking him in the top 10 is not going to seal your fate as a GM because he was around that mark.
Yeah, I don't think
draft.
there was any. If you needed a quarterback, it's not the worst move in the world.
No,
for sure.
They
didn't. Well, theoretically, they didn't. And then it turns out now, they were better with Kirk Cousins this year as well.
Oh, they were about the same. The stats are about the same.
Yeah, but Penix was actually okay. He wasn't bad at all. So, but they've got, I actually think Kyle Pitts won't be there next year. I think
he's a free agent now. He'll probably leave.
I think the talks are that he'll be done. Another 1,000. He's had 3,000 yard seasons in 5 years for a tight end.
Not bad for a bust.
So yeah.
I don't think he's going to be worth the money he's going to get, but we went through that already.
Yeah, I think that's so. And then they've got London, they've got Penix. They're going to keep Kirk Cousins. Their offensive line's quite good. Their pass defense this year was really good.
It was one of the best in the league. Yeah.
They were second in the league in sacks. So they've got some guys there. Like I know the draft pick they did with the Rams was, probably not the right move, but Walker worked out really well, which wasn't who they traded for.
Yeah, that's right. That's who
James Pierce Jr. was okay in patches. He's just a bit small, so he could work out.
Yep.
But what they did down the stretch was they won a lot of games. They played spoiler, made their pick worse for the Rams, beat the Rams, and knocked them out of potentially being the one seed.
And knocked out the Bucks.
And knocked out the Bucks out of the playoffs. So they did a lot of good things down the stretch. I just think it's not about on the field for these guys. I think they were just done with the Raheem Morris era.
I think on the field plays part of it because I think internally they would think that we have more than enough talent in this building to win this division.
Yes.
I would strongly disagree because...
Yeah, like you can disagree, and that's fine. You're allowed your opinion, obviously. But
Falcons fucking suck.
Internally in the building and on paper, if you actually go through their team, on paper, they do have enough talent to win that division.
Yeah. They have arguably the best running back in the game.
Bijan Robinson, he's had the most total yards for a running back this year. Most total yards in the league this year, Bijan Robinson.
Pro Bowl tight end, and Penix could be anything. So
did he get Pro Bowl over McBride? That is...
I think he's...
diabolical.
I think he'll be...
McBride and...
Kittle
got it. I think Kittle's already withdrawn, and that's pushed.
Oh yeah, I was just about to say, Jesus Christ.
Like I'm saying, internally they would have thought we've got enough to. We're better than the Panthers. For God's sake.
No, the Panthers. I think the Panthers are better.
I disagree.
I disagree. I don't think the Panthers. I think they played better.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're better though.
Yeah, like on paper, I'm saying.
Yeah. And that's coaching, right? That's what they put it down to. And that's why he doesn't have his job anymore.
So and there was
Raheem Morris's second.
Kevin Stefanski's the other coach.
Oh, yeah. That was always gonna.
Stefanski, two-time coach of the year. He's done a lot of good things. his thing was that there wasn't much. I don't believe there was much argument with this one between Stefanski.
I think
and the
Stefanski
team.
may have said, "Hey."
I think he wanted out as much as they wanted him out by the end of it.
I wish we did our research. I vividly remember when Dable got fired. I'm like, they're going to get Stefanski.
Well, that's the rumor that Stefanski's going to walk straight back into a head coaching job for one of these other 5 teams.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also the rumors that Pete Carroll is potentially going to go to the Browns.
Well, and Daboll apparently is going to get another job. This is the thing that I wanted to say, just as an overarching comment. I find it's actually a fucking indictment on the coaching stocks available that all these guys that have all been summarily fired, that they're all just going to get jobs again somewhere else. It's like, hang on a minute, can't we all step back and go, these guys got fired for a reason?
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of it, they are handcuffed. Like, the Browns have a pretty... They haven't drafted well. They've been pretty shit on offense.
On offense, they've been shit.
And Dable's had nothing with him.
They've got an elite defense. They've got a defense that's good enough to compete on any given day. Like, Stefanski's supposed to be this fucking genius offensive coordinator, and they look terrible. They look terrible on offense.
Yeah, but who are they throwing to?
Oh, come on, man! You can't.
Who's blocking for him?
You can't tell me that he can't do anything.
I personally think that this team wrote and Stefanski, not by his fault, wrote his death warrant when they traded for Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
And gave up 3 first-round picks and all that money.
Well, that was the GM. Who's that?
Berry.
Andrew Berry. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And he's completely hamstrung the team.
He's actually kept his job.
Yeah, well, I think he's actually a decent GM. He's got a lot of respect in the league.
Yeah.
And look, and to be fair, just to talk about the Sean point, at the time when they made the trade, he was probably a top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
At the time.
Yes.
So I don't necessarily hate... The only problem is that, the stigma that was attached to him because of all his off-field shenanigans, which obviously...
And he didn't come back the same player. He was like 1/10 the same player.
Yeah, he didn't come back. But at the time, like...
But you don't fully guarantee his contract and all that.
But like,
again, that's not Stefanski's fault. I think
that's what I'm saying. So how does that, like, Stefanski, they've given away so many resources and so much cap space to a guy who's performing worse than... he was the 30th ranked quarterback.
All I'm saying is that...
What can he do with that?
Okay, I get your point, but what I'm saying is that he was there for 5 or 6 years, and they were fucking terrible the whole time. Like, you can't just...
Well, he's
you
also
can't
the
just
only
tell me-
coach that's won a playoff game for the Browns in 30 years.
Yeah, and then they fucking shift old Baker.
Again, which wasn't Stefanski's call.
And they won it with Flacco as well.
Yeah, he quite likes Baker.
Yeah.
He's come out and said that like a lot of times.
And also, he's gone against Pittsburgh and Baltimore when they were both... Well, Baltimore was good, and Cincinnati were good. Like,
yeah,
he through his duration of his tenure there, he's been against a good division.
How much of it do you think was the Gabriel Shador thing?
I think that was parts of it too.
I think that was him just trying to get out of.
Yeah, I think that was more
Cleveland.
him being like, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah.
It's a crappy team. It's a crappy organization. Has been forever, and you know what's probably going to be crappy for the next team too. Simple as that.
Yeah.
It's coming from someone who watches a lot of AFC North games. I think it's a more enticing job than a lot of people think it can be, because what you hear in the news at the moment with the Ravens and Pittsburgh are sort of with Aaron Rodgers. You don't know if he's going to go around again. They don't know where they're going to be with quarterback. The AFC North could be Cincinnati and Cleveland's time to pounce. And if they can hit with a good quarterback in the Browns, we know what their defense is like.
I'll hit you back with one rebuttal. The owner.
Yeah, I hear it all,
Yeah.
and I've seen it all. But I think if there's any time for these two teams to have a go at it in this division, it's going to be in the next.
He's
2
right.
years.
There's going to be a lot of instability in the North, especially if Lamar leaves the AFC North. Jesus Christ, fucking wide
It's
open.
wide open then. Or you say it's Burrows then.
Yeah, Burrows
Like,
by a
I
landslide.
actually would go on a limb
He
and
doesn't
say,
ask for a trade either.
I actually think that either Burrow or Lamar, one of them won't be on their teams next year.
Very fair.
I would say that's almost a certainty.
Very
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
I think both. I think one of them will get out.
Yeah, I just think that as an overarching statement, there's a lot of like just recycling of coaches. Where's all the fresh blood? Where's all the new?
You know where it is? They stay in college because the NIL's there now and they can get the guys they want whenever they want it. And they've got the money now to fund it. And they don't want to leave because they get paid a shit ton and they can completely control their team from start to finish.
Fair. Good for them.
So they stay in college where they earn all the money. The enticement of going, the playoffs are bigger now in the college football, so you've got more of a chance of winning a national championship.
Yeah, that's true, yep.
It's going to extend again next year. So
it is too, actually.
Yeah, it'll go to, I think it goes to 16 teams next year. So they've got more of a chance to win a national championship, more of a chance to compete, and it's easier to compete and easier to get players now with the transfer portal and the NIL.
Money, yeah.
At the big colleges anyway. Even the smaller
I get what
colleges.
you're saying, because part of the thing was from going to college to the pros was obviously for the money and the notoriety. But
and also, a lot of the college people that have come up have failed miserably as well.
There's a lot to do, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what the Browns aren't crap at. It's rushing the passer. And
Beautiful
the
segue.
ultimate man rushing the passer now in NFL history is Myles Garrett, who broke the record, 23 sacks in a season.
Amazing achievement, man.
It's been, so that, I think when Gastineau said it in 82, I believe, and then
I think it was 84, but yeah.
84.
Anyway,
It stood for almost 30 years until Strahan.
20
years until Strahan broke the record thanks to Brett Favre. And then TJ Watt obviously tied it, I think 3 years ago.
Yep.
And now he's officially broken it. And shout out, he's cementing himself as one of the best NFL players ever now, not just one of the best defensive players ever. He's going into that JJ Watt, Aaron Donald, and TJ Watt, to that fairness. Like he's going into that element of one of the best
in
ever.
this generation.
Yeah, he's one of the best defensive players ever.
Yeah.
He's going to win another Defensive Player of the Year award, which will give him 2.
Just send it in the mail. Don't even worry about the ceremony.
He's probably going to get it next year as well.
Yeah.
Like he's a strong chance to get it again because the team will probably get better next year. It won't get worse. So
I saw a great stat that sort of sums up Myles Garrett, and it is his get off speed is 0.17 of a second. Usain Bolt's get off speed when he won his gold medal in Beijing was 0.165.
Wow. There you go.
And
big
Myles
weight
Garrett
difference.
is 230
Yeah.
pounds.
World class.
270
world-class
pounds.
Sprinter speed.
world-class sprinter, the best sprinter in the history of
That's
sport.
pretty incredible.
And I
That's
also
how powerful he
and I
is.
also heard if you take Garrett's combine at what he currently does with his bench press, his 40-yard dash, he would be the most elite and highest scoring AFL player ever
Yeah, but that's
at all of that. But that's just
If you could run
Show
20
the,
Ks.
the disparity in physical
Yeah.
ability.
everyone puts those AFL players at a prime level. Myles Garrett is all that in one person. So
Yeah, absolutely.
that's how good he is.
you're not going to surprise anyone on the couch with
Yeah,
that.
pound for pound, NFL players are the best athletes in the world. Like
Absolutely.
there's no discussion on it. And
I'd say UFC, you're close.
yeah, because you know what? Maybe, maybe. But they said these realistically, NFL offensive and defensive linemen,
Are the best athletes.
pound for pound, are the best athletes in the
Yeah.
world. No matter how big they are so powerful, so fast, and so strong.
So fantastic. We've given Myles Garrett his flowers. I'm on record saying that in my opinion, he's the best player in the NFL.
I think this year
He's the best player in the NFL. It's not even a discussion. Anyway, the thing I want to talk about something that happened during this game that really pissed me off.
Oh, okay. I
And
know what you're
the
going to say.
Cincinnati Bengals, you are a piece of shit, classless organization, and all of you deserve to stay in the mire forever. Joe Burrow, please do me a personal favor and leave that shit show of an organization. The fact that Zach Taylor, who also deserves to be fired because he's a shit coach, with that amount of talent, they should be winning more games, and that's another
Well,
story.
Burrow for the last 2
Well,
years.
give it a fucking break. He's shit. He should be fired. Anyway, the amount of carry on and bullshit during the game and after the game and in the press and in the media, and even Jamar Chase, the little rat in the locker room, complaining that the referees decided to stop the game for 2 minutes so that Myles Garrett could celebrate with his teammates because he's just broken a record that stood for a quarter fucking century. And the amount of carry on and pussyfooting and Zach Taylor in the press conference going, I said to Joe, come on, let's go. We're trying to go. And the referees are stopping us, and nobody told us that they were going to stop the game, and this and that. And the
Well,
other.
I think that was their biggest problem is that the refs didn't tell them, hey, when he gets his sack, if he gets his sack, we're going to stop the game and celebrate it. What if there was?
Do they have to tell them?
But what? Okay, I've
Yeah,
got
but they would have a script with that they had to follow and a
Okay,
momentum.
but stopping the game for 2 minutes doesn't affect.
It was
the
longer
script.
than that. It went for about 10 minutes actually. My
I
problem
don't
with
think
it
it
is
was quite
right,
10 minutes.
What if it was 20 seconds left on a game-winning drive?
Yeah, but the clock stops, James. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but your momentum. And
it does mean something.
and then changing
And then-
personnel
okay,
and all of
but
that.
Also, Zach Taylor's saying, "Oh, we're playing for our lives, dude. It's a dead rubber."
Yeah, that's where he kind of let himself.
He's like,
down
"Oh, we're playing for our lives." No, you're fucking not.
Wait,
that was a month ago, dude.
In fairness,
where was your urgency a month ago?
Yeah, in fairness, he is.
Yeah, he probably
definitely
was,
playing
he
for his
was
life.
playing for his life.
Yeah.
Also, I think it was highlighted by the fact that they lost as well.
Yeah.
It didn't help the whole situation. But Jamar Chase had a fair point as well. He said he broke a record once. They didn't stop the game for him.
Yeah.
So
What record did he break?
I think it was like
The
rookie receiving
yeah.
yards or something like that. And they didn't stop the game for him. I know it's like, but records are records, right? Why don't they? They just needed to tell him. And this is where
You're not comparing that to the sack record.
Did
are
they
you?
stop
Well,
the game
it's
when
just as important.
Brady had the most passing yards ever?
I think so. Yeah, I think they
Yeah.
did. But I think this is the problem we've had with the NFL all year, right? The way that they
Inconsistencies.
It's the process of what they do, right? Tell them, hey, when he gets a sack, the game's going to stop. No matter what time it is, there could be a second left on the clock, and it could be a gimme. We're stopping the game. We're letting them celebrate.
All right, fine. Let's say that I agree with you, which I may. Or may
I
not.
can see both points of it. That's
Can't you just read the room? The guy's broken an all-time record.
in a dead rubber that doesn't
in a
matter.
dead rubber game that means nothing. You know that you're not playing to try and get in. There's nothing. No matter what the outcome is, you win, you lose. Who cares? Can't you just show some class and congratulate another competitor on the
Well, they're
field?
also in a division they hate each other. Remember
Yeah.
them too.
So what?
There's also a big
It's bigger than that, bro.
There's also a big possibility the broadcaster went, hey, the only reason anybody's watching this game is for this guy's sack.
Yeah.
So we're going to make something of it. We're
Yeah.
going to make it.
And as they should.
Watchable.
And you know what, Tom? You're probably right. And at the end of the day, that's even more of a reason to celebrate.
Exactly.
Because without the broadcast money, nobody's getting paid.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I can see both parts of it. Don't get me
Nah,
wrong.
I think it's a very classless move.
I don't really care.
And
It's fair.
and Joe Burrow fell down. I'm just throwing that on.
Nah, it was a sack.
I know it was, but he.
I've seen both sides of this. Like, yeah, he probably could have rushed upfield and avoided it. I don't know. Joe Burrow's not the sort of guy that would just go down for it.
I don't think
I
so.
think he felt him on him and he was trying to get upfield and then his legs, I think he slipped. I don't think he just went down. I think he literally slipped.
I saw it happen live.
Yeah.
Watching it on my phone, and it didn't look like he gave himself up.
Nah.
It looked like he
No,
tried to get
it's
away,
just,
and he
I,
couldn't.
I think it's just the thing of just like, if it wasn't a full-on tackle, everyone was always going to be like, he went
Yeah.
down.
This is just
like,
Gastineau just all over again.
It definitely wasn't Brett Favre
No.
situation.
Anyway,
It was definitely
it seems
Strahan. Did you
legit.
see what he said?
Oh, what
He
is
Strahan
said-
said you didn't do it in 16 games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But he also did in
another
about
classy
300
operator.
less snaps. So
Yeah, another classless operator. Strahan is.
Yeah.
He's an ex-giant. What do you expect from that
expect?
guy?
Exactly.
You know what? Fix your front teeth. It's not cool.
Anyway,
You can get adult braces,
shots.
man. You can't even see him.
Cincy, you deserve nothing but misery. And shout out to Myles Garrett. I love you. You'll look awesome in Philly green in 12 months' time.
I heard he wants to be in Dallas blue. That's what they said.
Well, he would look good in Dallas, but everyone looks good with that star on the helmet. I don't care what anyone says. Everyone.
Wow.
Trayvon Diggs?
that's a one-man wrecking crew there if he goes to Dallas.
It's
Yeah.
true. Everybody looks good with that star. That star's iconic, man.
It's an
Come on.
iconic helmet. You're right. All right, let's go to some games and let's start with the Carolina lose but still win thanks to Atlanta.
Oh, can I say something off the top?
Yeah,
That's
you can
why
say
we're
that if
here.
you want.
This
It's a podcast.
this is my gripe with the playoffs and with the NFL.
Yeah,
They got to do something about this.
Yeah.
There is under no circumstances, if you win the division with a losing record, should you be able to host a playoff game. To me, it's diabolical.
I would love a rule that they brought in to say if you don't have a winning record, you don't win your division. So it goes to the next best team.
Nah,
I
because
don't have
then
an issue with
division
winning.
games don't mean as much. Do you know what NBA stuffed up a long time ago? Is they scrapped the importance of division. And they went through the seeding through 1 through 8, now expanded to 10. And in a couple of years' time, every team will be in the playoffs.
It'll be 12 because they'll do a 14.
Yeah, all 16 teams in the conference or 15 teams in the conference will be in the playoffs, and it'll be absolutely meaningless. But what the prestige of what the NFL has done has gone, division games are important. They're so important that we will move division games so every team faces their division opponent
Yeah.
for the last 2 weeks of the season. So those games are important. And then if you win your division, you get a home game. And you know what? If you finish 5th and you're a 12-win team, win 13, win 14, win your division if you don't like it.
It sets a
win your
precedent
division.
of you need to win your division if you want to
No,
get
I
to the
don't
dance.
think. I don't
ultimately.
think. I'm saying with a lose. I don't have an issue with the division like winning the division. If you win your division with a losing record, you shouldn't be able to host a playoff game.
Also, in
You
fairness,
should be the 7. Like if you
But-
like 8 and 9, you got to be the 7th seed. Sorry,
oh, you think they get in still, but they just
they
don't
get
get
in.
the
I'm not
fourth
saying
seed.
they make the playoffs. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you can't be the 4 seed and host the 5th seed with 13 wins.
Can it
That's
be as simple
ridiculous.
as just give the seedings on wins and losses?
Nah.
Nah, because then it becomes
Then division games are useless.
Yeah,
No. You
meaningless.
still the division gets in, but it's kind of like the
Like you win the division. I know what Tom's saying. You
Yeah.
win your division, you're in the playoffs, but then
the
actual
seedings are done by win-loss.
Is done by win-loss. I actually don't mind that either, to be honest.
There's
'Cause
plenty
then
of ways
you-
they could do it, but they won't. It won't change.
I'm more of a traditionalist in this sense. I like the way that it is, and we've seen like it was 10 years ago in Seattle.
The last team to get into the playoffs with a losing record was Seattle, and it was Beastquake game against the Saints.
And they beat the Saints.
yeah, so
And that
it
was
does
a
happen.
2v7 game.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen. They're going to get absolutely dog walked by the Rams.
Well,
it's a playoff game. They beat the Rams 4 weeks ago.
in fairness, in this game, the Panthers got absolutely
They did.
fucking screwed by
They
the refs.
did. It was
I
bullshit.
guarantee you, the NFL were like, we want Atlanta and Saints to mean something.
Yes.
Where's the fedora?
100%.
Where's the fedora? Get it?
No. It was black and white. When the game was in the balance, some of the bullshit calls that went against Carolina.
The two worst ones with the defensive PI call where the tight end literally just trips
He
over.
tripped over his own feet.
That he doesn't even, the guy doesn't touch him. And then the offensive PI on Tet McMillan was the corner was up, bump and running him. It was 1 yard downfield, and he was just stronger and got through him.
Yep.
And they called it offensive PI. It was a travesty.
What about
All the phantom holding calls.
forget all that? What about the pass, the swing pass out to
Oh,
Dowdle in the
they
flat?
blew dead, yeah.
That they blew dead, which was the pass was backwards anyway, so it shouldn't have been blown dead. It should have been
Clearly.
pick the ball up and go.
Yep.
But it was they called it a forward pass, and yet fine, it was an incomplete pass. And then they said no, the pass went out of bounds when he was fucking on the numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
on the numbers, and it went from 2nd and 10 to 2nd and 16 or
Yeah,
18
so,
or
so
something.
they changed it to a backwards pass, but then didn't let the play out. So
No,
they,
the
and
call
then-
on the
lost the
field was that
yardage.
the ball went out of bounds. It was diabolical.
Yeah,
It was so
I think
obvious
with that
the
one
fix
is
was
just. I think that one is just the refs being shithouse personally, but they. I don't. It was so clearly backwards. I remember watching that live thing. That was backwards run. And Dowdle would have scored if they'd called that a backwards pass and
they
let
blew it
him go. There was like 2 guys in front of him with receivers blocking.
Is that
I
the
think he
refs
probably
learning
scores.
from not whistling a backwards pass? a couple
Who
weeks
would
ago?
know? These guys. I honestly. This is the problem with the refs.
What you said is right. They got the call. Make it so that next week, the next game is important.
And
also-
you know me, I don't often go that way. It felt very much that
And
way.
also, the NFL scheduling was absolutely stupid. Why would you have this game and then the results of this game in 24 hours time?
Play 'em the same
so
time.
both teams, if you win or lose, if it's a win and you're in, you get to celebrate the division.
Yeah.
Because both teams don't get to celebrate the division win, and like
They should
you're
just
not
play it at the
getting
same time.
And then you got Baker Mayfield's wife like live streaming.
Oh, that was so good.
Her live streaming Baker watching the game.
Yeah.
like on the couch.
But
It
like
was
the
crazy,
fans
man.
don't get to celebrate their team in the stadium if they win. Like
Yeah, it's all kind of like a bit.
Everyone
You know
just
why?
goes, "Oh, cool."
Because how many Bucks and Panthers fans would have watched that Saints?
Every single one.
No,
Falcons game?
I
Everyone had
understand.
4 fan bases watching that game.
Yeah.
As an optic, I understand that. But if you're a fan of the game or a fan of the sport, you want to see a banner, shirts, hats.
I agree.
Congratulate the Panthers that have been a fucking laughing stock 2 years ago, the worst franchise ever.
Yep.
And now winning the division and going to the playoffs in a 2-year turnaround. They don't even get to celebrate with their fans.
Does it really even matter though? Like they won with
Yes,
a losing
absolutely.
record. Like, who cares? Like that's as empty a victory as it gets, bro.
No, it absolutely does.
the mo-
for
it's-
their,
it
for their
is-
development.
I disagree.
It is
We're
the
getting-
ultimate way of the NFC South being decided on the Panthers losing the game to win and get in, and then the Falcons beating the Saints again. It's
and
it's
then
the
3
only
teams
way.
on 8 and 9.
It's the
So
only
what
way
about-
that division could
All
have
right,
ended.
like
Rubbish.
hypothetically, you say that this game means nothing. What is it if Bryce Young goes for 330 and 3 tutties? No,
He won't. They're going to get absolutely mollywopped.
They beat
him before 4 weeks ago.
Oh, look, don't be wrong. I agree. I think the Rams will
Okay.
win, but
So
But what
does
happens if
that
he
mean?
does that and then he goes, oh, he rises to the occasion. He's a playoff.
Look,
It definitely means
Scott,
something.
in Disney Fairyland, yeah, it's fantastic. But in reality,
Well,
but you think to the Panthers though, they don't care how they won it. They're in the dance now.
yeah.
well,
Yeah, how many times have you said you just need to make it to the dance, but it doesn't
No,
work
I
for
think
the
that's,
Panthers?
that's actually my line. That's me. That's definitely me.
I don't know.
yeah,
I believe I messaged our good mate Junior And I'll actually quote it because it was a great quote by me. He said he's going to have it on his gravestone.
Oh, wow.
I said, got to dance to fuck. I've always said that because you said you just got to get into the dance.
Yeah.
Nah, get into the dance, yeah, fine, but that's literally the most limp dick way to get in 8
It is. It's the ultimate way the South had to beat us on.
Rubbish.
Yeah.
It's
I'm not
hilarious.
denying that, but it's there's a
Joke
lot
of
of
a division.
benefits. There's a lot of benefits for a young team and a second-year head coach to play a playoff game.
I agree. I think it's the benefits for the Panthers certainly won't be going into that game thinking, oh, there's no point even playing. We're going to get pumped. I think they will. They've beaten them a few weeks ago, and we'll talk about this when we do our live show on the weekend. But they'll have some hope. They will have some faith, and you never know. That's why any given Sunday.
There's
that's
been
why they
big
play the
upsets
game.
before.
Yep.
No one would have thought Tennessee would have beat the Patriots.
There's
6 years ago.
no pressure on the Panthers in that game. Zero pressure.
It is a free swing, but
Yeah.
I'm still standing by they're going to get molly.
Oh, it's almost a buy for the Rams. Like, it is what it should be. Like, it's almost a buy.
No, I watched
you never know.
the Rams get beaten by the Falcons 2 weeks ago.
That's
I reckon
true.
the Panthers are better than the Falcons.
I agree.
I actually think the Falcons were probably the best team in that division.
So do I.
I couldn't disagree more.
I know you could.
do I.
Let's get to some good teams we can talk about. Seahawks get the number 1 seed. I got a question for you, Georgie boy. Still pretenders?
Oh, absolutely. And soft schedule.
Hey, your
matches.
name's not George. You've got much bigger quads. So, George.
They are, and I'm going to tell you why.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Because I've still yet to see Sam Darnold not choke in the playoffs.
Well,
Okay.
You didn't.
I need
in the
him-
playoffs. Yeah.
I need him to not choke in the playoffs before I say yes. They're a
Also, they
bona
needed
fide
to beat a good team.
Super Bowl team.
They needed Darnold to play well.
So
the goalposts just...
which good team did you beat?
they've beaten 3 playoff teams in the last 3 weeks to cement the number 1
Who
seed.
there? The Niners,
Rams?
The Niners playing fifth stringers. Get out of here there.
The Niners were the hottest...
Stringers were the Niners.
Who?
playing.
Who there? The Rams.
Hey,
Like you needed.
we
you
both
needed
picked
you
the-
needed a bullshit fucking 2-point conversion to go your way to
We
even
both
get in the
picked the
game.
Niners to win that game.
Get
Both
out
of
of
me.
here there.
I feel like
So the
a certain
goalposts
team
just
got
keep
beaten by
changing.
the Commanders this week as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
We'll talk about them.
With the backups, yeah, we did absolutely.
Yeah.
Which you guaranteed wasn't going
So
to
the
happen. But
goalposts,
anyway.
the goalposts get closer for one team and further away for another.
The reality is,
No,
the
they're pretenders. Yeah, they're pretenders.
The reality with the Seahawks,
They're the
is
shittest
as
team in the
follows.
NFC.
Can you stop talking? Well, thank you. The reality of the Seahawks is as follows: they are a dominant defense. They fly around the ball.
Yeah, they do.
San Francisco had no hope of scoring on the weekend. Zero. The only way that they could have scored was if McCaffrey had a big game, and he may as well not have played.
No, they bottled him up.
He may as well not have played because he had zero effect on the game. Tons of pressure on Purdy, and Purdy's too small and not good enough to stand in there and make things happen with the pressure. The mindset was clear. They were going to come out, they will run the ball heavy, run the ball hard with their 2 backs. And, yeah, they just ran all over him. San Francisco defense is very injured and just nowhere near good enough. And that's what I said in the
I
group.
thought the San Fran defense actually played quite well. Like they are very well drilled.
No,
team.
the reason why the game was so close on the scoreboard was because Seattle were just wasting possessions in the red zone.
Yeah,
That was the only
they
difference.
probably should have
and
won
that was the
2
other point I was
scores.
going to make.
Should have probably won 27-3. Really.
Yeah,
That
they
was the other
dominated.
point I was going to make is that, and that's been a semi-recurring theme this year with the Seahawks. They've been wasting red zone possessions.
Yep.
And in the playoffs against good teams, because you're going to have to beat at least 2 good teams to make the Super Bowl.
Yep.
You can't waste red zone possessions. You've got to put points on the board.
I
Like
think
your defense,
They're
your
still a
defense is
top
good.
10 red zone offense, though.
that's because they get there so often. They don't score enough when they need to.
They don't. They move the ball up and down the field beautifully. The whole game, they were just wasting
Also,
red
like-
zone trips.
Seattle were missing their left tackle as well, who's actually better than Trent Williams.
100%. 100% he is.
I know Kittle didn't play, did he?
Kittle played. Yeah.
Kittle played? Okay.
Yeah, he had 5 catches for like 3 yards at one point.
I can't obviously they're missing Bosa and Warner, which is an issue, but they haven't had them for ages. Like I thought the 49ers would win this game in a close one, and I was
No, I actually thought it was going to be a shootout, and they were going to win in a
Oh
shootout.
no,
That's what I thought.
I thought it'd be
didn't at all.
low. I think I thought it'd be low.
They can't win a close game. They're not built to win a close game. They're built to win shootouts like they did last week. They're
Yeah.
not built to win. Winning a close game means that you've got a good defense to be able to hold the other team, and they don't. They just
I
don't.
think 49ers defense is good. We'll see how it plays out. They play the Eagles.
Play
next
the
week,
Eagles.
What's
big
more important though to win a Super Bowl is a dominant defense or a dominant offense?
I personally think when the playoff whips are cracking, a better defense holds you in better stead.
I think so too. The big moments.
Championships are built with defenses.
Yeah, defense wins
I
championships.
would say that in comparison to the Eagles last year, Seattle's defense is miles better. Their passing game is miles better, and the running game's a little bit less. So how is your evaluation on Seattle so vastly different from the Eagles last year who won and this team, Seattle?
I just said that they're a dominant defense. All I said was that the only question mark is around Darnold's performance in the playoffs.
But Jalen Hurts has no question marks.
No, he doesn't, because his best games are played in the fucking playoffs. His best 2 games
He's won a Super Bowl.
His best 2 games that he's ever played has been in the both Super Bowls.
I was saying the lead into the playoffs, there's they're very similar to what
I don't even
Seattle
know why you're
is.
talking about the Eagles, though. Well, no one's talking about the Eagles.
Because they won last year.
And
Yeah, but how's that relevant to this
and
year,
they-
though?
What?
I think just to dissect this, I think his point is that the Eagles going to the playoffs last year as the 1 seed, or 2 seed. They were rightfully touted as the best team going in, right?
Yeah.
And so what Scotty's saying is there's not that big a differential between the Eagles last year and Seattle right now.
I agree. The only question mark is Darnold's performance in the playoffs.
Because he's had terrible games.
He's only
had
played
terrible
one
games.
game in the playoffs.
And
but
it was awful.
But all we've seen this year is he's overcome that.
Yeah, I think so too. I tend to
All
agree.
he has done, the NFL is a what have you done for me lately? And all he's done is overcome that.
Scott, I'm not disagreeing with you. All I'm saying is I want to see it in the playoffs when it's win or go home.
Okay, fair enough.
That's
And
what I'm saying.
And the beauty is we'll see it in 2 weeks.
The good thing is, if you go off law of averages, most of the quarterbacks that are in the playoffs this year haven't won a playoff game. So
Yeah, there's a lot of
a lot of new
guys.
QBs who haven't won.
Because the reality is, like, yeah, they got the week off and well done. 1 seed, fantastic season. Great. They get the week off, rest up and get healthy. And then they're probably going to have to play the Rams again for a 3rd time.
It'll be Rams or Bears. Rams or Panthers, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And, like,
The
that's not going to
Rams
be an
is
easy
the only
win.
team for me that would be a coin flip game.
That's not going to be an easy game.
No, it's not.
It will be a coin flip game.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, the first time you played them, you lost. Second time, a few lucky things had to go your way to beat them in overtime.
A few lucky things went their way to win as well.
Whatever.
A punt return's not lucky.
I was more talking about the call on that 2-point conversion.
I think, and we'll put a button on this now. I think putting a 2 points in a game where there was 60 points scored, 70 points scored
Yeah.
almost in that game.
Yeah.
I think putting 2 points.
It was a pretty pivotal moment.
It was a terrible call. No, the pivotal moment was the punt return for the touchdown. That's what flipped the entire
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
The 2 point was so early. I just think it's totally irrelevant. But hey, that's why there's menus at a restaurant.
Amen.
As my great man Spencer Confident
Amen.
once said.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have anything else on Seattle, Scotty? Do you want to just talk about?
I
how
couldn't
happy-
agree more. We're pretenders and we don't deserve to be in the playoffs. Next game.
He's actually like a little baby, man.
Hold on a second. Scotty Jones over there. I love you, Brock.
I love it.
All right, let's go to the Jags and Colts. They
No.
win.
Our next game is
Oh, the other clinch.
heartbreak time.
So when you said it's as per, you know what? No, that's fine, Tom.
Well,
Embarrass me on my
do you
own
want-
podcast.
do you wanna-
I get it.
Tommy Steele.
Do you want to go in that? Do you want to look in that list and see where the
you tell
Pittsburgh
me.
game is?
The Pittsburgh game is
You're using a good eye for this.
It's not in there.
Exactly. All right. Next.
Did you not add it?
No, I did.
Please write this ship, Tom. Please write this ship.
Yeah, go for it.
Pittsburgh Steelers get the. Oh, sorry, Tommy. They
That's
get the
okay.
win over the Ravens. And can I say what pissed me off about this game the most? I genuinely feel like in that 4th quarter, Lamar dug deep and played so fucking well and
did.
gave it everything he had.
Yeah.
Like they could not pass protect. He was dodging pressures, throwing touchdowns. And once again, other than his first year in the playoffs, once again, the rest of the team fucking let him down. And once again, he is the scapegoat. And it pisses me off because I think he was the only reason they were in that game.
I don't think he's
been
the
scapegoated?
scapegoat.
Yeah, I agree.
This year, probably not as much, but in the
No.
past, he has been.
Yes, he has. Yeah, and look, when they got knocked out by the Bills last year, we sat down and we said this is going to be devastating for one of the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And at the end of the game, both those quarterbacks did enough for both of them to win.
Again, and it was Mark Andrews that dropped the ball, who's a great player. Don't get me wrong, I fucking love Mark Andrews, but
Yep.
it's just and the kicker, just on a complete caveat, and I don't want to go on about this. If you're a fucking piece of shit that sends death threats to a young kid and his fiance or his girlfriend, his wife, whatever it is,
Fiance.
you are an absolute piece of fucking shit. And and you know what? You should fucking kill yourself. Get out of our lives. You are the bottom third of the world, and fuck off and grow up.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty bad.
It's disgusting. That kid was mortified. He was gut. Harborough had to walk him all the way to the locker room while he was bawling his eyes out.
He was literally crying.
He's a 22-year-old kid with all the pressure in the world. And he fucked up. He missed it. It fucking happens, man.
Well, you can't even really put that loss on him anyway. Like, they had plenty of opportunities to win that game. Like,
if the defense just ponied the fuck up and stopped Aaron Rodgers.
Well, when Cole Hamilton went out, it completely changed. Like, you know, their best player goes out. Like, what do you want to do?
And in fairness, Aaron Rodgers, the 2 drives after the Ravens scored, he was surgical.
Yeah, he was really good.
That,
really good game.
That 2-minute drill was.
It was mwah. It was chef's kiss. It was almost perfect.
And then was it Wiggins that fell over on the coverage?
Yeah.
No, it was one of the best names in the NFL, Chippendale.
It was a Awuzie. Yeah.
Well, he's just come back from injury as well.
And he played outstanding.
And he was really
fine,
good.
Yeah.
He just slipped.
But that's how thin the margins are, man.
That's
He
the
slipped
margin.
a little bit. That's it.
Yep.
And it sucks.
When he scored that second touchdown, I said to myself, and I was going to put it in the group, that like, this is why you can't count out a legend. Like, a legend like him is always going to like find a way.
To be fair, this game was perfect. It was just middling. There wasn't much happening for the first 3 quarters. Last quarter, it was, bang, bang, shots are firing. We're trading blows. Haymakers are thrown everywhere. It
was player football.
But it was 2 equally shit teams that epitomised the AFC North this year, where they've just idled through the season, and then the last couple of weeks they're like, hey, we'll just show up and play football, and we'll give it our best, and we'll live off the names of our heydays and
see what happens.
To be fair, though, I think Steelers have been a better team for the majority of the year.
The better team made the playoffs.
Browns.
They lost the Browns last week.
Yeah, I know. But like,
That was a win and you're in.
yeah, like, I get it. But I'm saying, like, over the course of
But
the
they
season...
lost to the Browns.
No,
Was
they've
it
been
13?
more consistent.
And some other playoff teams have lost to the Browns as well.
That's true. Packers number 1 on Scotty's power rankings.
Still number 1.
Never forget.
Did
Still number
Buffalo
one.
did Buffalo lose to the Bills?
No, they
Browns?
beat him by 3 points.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that was close.
just one. Yeah.
Can I just say something on this game?
Yeah, of
Mate,
course you can.
great point about the AFC North. I think Pittsburgh and Ravens is probably the best rivalry in the NFL, and I'll argue with anyone with that.
It's up there for sure.
Just
Seattle 49ers.
No.
Eagles, Cowboys.
No.
The North, the AFC North, there's like proper hatred there.
They hate.
Dare
I hate
you
the
try and
Steelers.
slip in Seattle and the 49ers?
Yeah, that's a...
What do you
Hey,
mean?
Scotty, the big franchises are talking, all right?
Hang on, they've knocked
This
each
week
other out of
rivalry.
the championship game a few times in the last
Well,
6,
that's not the
7 years.
Cowboys. Oh, no, it is the Cowboys.
Dude,
fault. My bad.
these guys have hated each other for 100 fucking years.
Yeah, I hate
Hate
the Steelers.
hate each other.
But what I'm going to go back to, what I've always gone back to since being on this pod, is John Harbaugh not making the right coaching decisions. You have Derrick Henry, who rushed for 121 yards in the first half, and then he had 6 carries in the second half.
Yep.
I think it was 5.
Worse.
I know.
And I think if you aren't strapping, and you could make the play that, you got into a bit of a shootout, so you're going to need to pass the ball more. No, not when you've got a guy who in the game last week rushed for a record amount of yards in his Hall of Fame career.
Yep.
And 4 touchdowns. Yes, it was against a pretty beaten up Green Bay, but I would still say Green Bay are better than Pittsburgh.
Yep.
You give your best players the ball when the game matters. Yes, he gave it to Lamar, but give it to Derrick Henry as well.
Your point's absolutely spot on, especially in the third quarter. If you can sustain a drive, even if you're down by 2 scores, if you can sustain a drive that goes for 7 minutes, you run it down the throat, you wear them out, you get a 3 and out, you get the ball back. You have 10 minutes left in the game, and you've worn out the defense, and then you can start forcing them to defend every blade of
And then you can start
grass.
getting those chunk plays. Absolutely.
Yeah, so
And a bit of an older defense that Pittsburgh have as well.
Of course,
Derrick
yeah.
Henry's going to wear them down a lot faster.
exactly the game's past him. I can't say it enough.
Keep in mind as well, there was an hour and 14 minutes of real time where the Ravens offense didn't touch the ball.
That's true.
Because they had the big drive before the half, which the Ravens stopped them on the 4th down, which was before the half to keep it to 10-3.
And that was after
then-
a PI.
Yeah, and then-
they got the free play again.
Yeah, and then they drove the entire field to start the third quarter and scored to tie it up.
Yep.
And then the Ravens went 3 and out, and then Pittsburgh did another 6-minute drive and kicked a field goal to make it 13-10.
So Pittsburgh did the right thing. They wear out the defense.
Yeah, there was a long time where the Ravens didn't get an opportunity to touch the ball, and then I think it just became into that mentality of, like Lamar's got to do it now.
It's now or never, yeah.
And they couldn't. You could feel the momentum had switched heavily to the Steelers at that point.
Yep.
But
I've watched a lot of Ravens games. Sorry, Scotty, where the momentum looks to be dead. And then Derrick Henry breaks out a 50-yard, 60-yard run. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, shit, they got that guy. And then Lamar just picks you apart in the red zone. And then...
That's a fair point, too.
But they're not built to be this explosive offense. Like, you can't just go, oh, Lamar, let's do something we haven't done all year and just...
Well, he's been so in and out. He's been so in and out all
all
year.
the more reason to rely on your running game and punch him in the mouth and wear him down and muscle a bit of that momentum back and rest your defense. Like, it's... Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, because you're right, because they were scoring quickly as well, so the defense wasn't
exactly.
resting at all.
You gas your own defense out. The Steelers did the right thing. They just wore him down.
Yeah. Yeah, the bottom line is we're not having this conversation if Luke kicks the field goal. And
No,
it sucks,
we're not.
But it is what it is.
I do think that I think that the better team won. Over the season and
the more
on the
consistent
day.
team,
and
I
on the
agree.
day.
Yeah. And then how good was the catch by Likely to get them into field goal range?
Oh,
On
that was
what was it? Was it
sensational.
4th and 12 or something like that? Like that was such a good game. It
was
just
a good
felt like
game.
they were going to win it, and then they didn't.
Yeah, like I said, it was a good game to evenly matched teams, but they're not elite teams anymore.
It's a more memorable game to history now.
Can we?
Because he missed.
Because we're talking about the game. Can we touch on the Lamar stuff?
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I personally think that the Ravens aren't dumb enough to trade him. I think Harbrow keeps his job and they run it back again.
Out of the four, so you got Rodgers, Tomlin, Harbaugh, and Lamar. How many are leaving? 2 or 3?
Tomlin's not going anyway.
I think none.
You reckon none? All of them are running it back.
I think Rodgers comes back next year.
It's the AFC North, Scotty.
Now
I
that
think
they're
he
a
comes
playoff
back too.
team, I think Tomlin's 100% coming back next year. And I think if they haven't fired Harbrow now, they're not firing him. And I don't think that they will want to get rid of Lamar. That is franchise suicide, and good franchises like the Ravens have been for a very long time don't do that sort of thing.
That's very fair.
On the field.
Yeah.
Asterisk that.
You could also look at it as the GM would also sit down with Harbaugh and go, look, if Lamar wasn't injured this year, Hamilton wasn't injured this year,
There's plenty of
we're the
plenty of
one
reasons
seed.
you could
Yeah,
use,
like,
They have had a lot of injuries. Like,
and I know injuries aren't everything, but
there are reasons.
that's the way an organization would look at a season. They wouldn't break it down as we're shit, we need change. It would be like, we had a lot of misfortunes. Let's run it back and see if we
We'll
can
just
go again.
tweak a few things around the margins and go again. And the reality is, like, if Lamar is playing at his best, they are a contender. Like,
Yes,
there's no other way to put it.
Yeah,
I still think there's a lot of question marks on the defense.
I think so too. But they could refresh that. They could refresh it, bring a few new faces in.
Let's go back to the Messiah complex in Baltimore.
Hopefully Hamilton stays healthy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, him going out for concussion from his own guy hitting each other was pretty detrimental as well.
If he stays in, they win that game.
I think
Potentially.
they probably win it by 10 points.
They win that game.
potentially.
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
He's that important to them because he's their best player on defense by a mile.
Not very fair. But they didn't. They missed the field goal. Steelers win.
And obviously we'll get into it when we do the previews. But I think of the two teams,
They're more consistent than Steelers.
Steelers are the team that can make more of a game of it against the Texans.
Yeah.
I would
I don't
say
think either of them
Lamar's.
could.
I would say Lamar's escapability would.
If he was healthy, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you got Rodgers with his concrete boots in the pocket and he's got nowhere to go. He's going to take an absolute licking.
DK will be back. I think they can make a game of it.
Although
I'm not
Rodgers
saying
gets
they
rid of the
can win,
ball very quickly.
but I think they can make a game of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, let's go to the Jags and Colts both win, sealing the division.
Texans, you mean?
Why did I put Colts?
The
I've done
Colts
that
actually
before.
lost 8 games to finish the season.
The Colts lost to the Texans.
Yes, correct.
Jags and Texans both win. Jags are the 3 seed,
Jags
win
are
the
3.
division.
Yep.
Texans are the 5 seed, a very good 5 seed, mind you.
Yeah, they've stormed home too. I think they've won 8 games in a row.
Yeah. Are the Jags the hottest team in the NFL?
Absolutely.
Oh, Texans have won 9 games in a row.
Yeah. Can I? Is it Jags and Texans? Is it out of them for the Super Bowl in the AFC?
Nah, I think Denver being the 1 seed, they're in the box.
I'm worried
the
about
Jags
Denver's
beat 'em.
offense, though.
Don't count out the Bills either.
Yeah, and we'll talk Denver in a minute, but they were pretty lackluster against a Chargers offense. Obviously, Chargers offense rested. Like,
They
defense played
rested
pretty
some.
strong.
They rested some defense guys.
Yeah, they like that's the problem with the Broncos is you just don't know what Broncos you're going to get
I think
offensively.
at home, off a bye.
Yeah.
I'm not prepared to bet against Sean Payton off a bye.
No, that's
at
fair
home.
too. The coaching part comes into it, but I said
Wait.
like shout out to the Jags. Like you know,
Yeah,
and you
it's
know
a
what?
huge turnaround.
What did they win last year? 5 games.
5 games, I think it was. And the Bucks,
Shout out.
the Bucks stuffed up. They should have kept that. They should have given Cohen the head coach. That is the one where they didn't need to keep their head coach in Bowles.
Yeah.
They didn't need to keep him, and they did. And they should have just said, if Cohen was like, I want to be a head coach, they literally should have been like, all right, Bowles, you're out.
I think Bowles has to be a really good locker room guy because
He's very well liked.
What he does for the 3 hours that the game's on, I have no idea.
Yeah, he stands there, chews on gum, yells at some
I
guys.
can't understand why they couldn't have just said, listen, Toddy, what do you reckon about...
What did they do with Bruce Arians? They did the same thing. They moved Bruce Arians into a
GM assistant
GM
role.
assistant
Yeah.
role and did
Yeah.
that thing because they wanted to keep their coordinator.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was at that point. But that's what they did. Like they
Bowles?
No, or I think no. There was a coach between Bowles and
No, there
Arians.
wasn't. No,
No,
he's
I
right.
think
Was
Bowles
it Bowles?
took
Bowles
over.
was the
Yeah.
DC.
Yeah.
yeah. Like they
So I
should
think they were going to lose him. So they
They
just.
should have done it again.
Yeah, like I agree.
Or like surely, okay, but you don't know what the hubris are on these sorts of guys. Like surely you go to Bowles and go, hey, we're going to lose Cohen here. Go to DC and become the like assistant general manager, assistant head coach, and let's
Yeah.
keep Cohen as
I
head
don't know
coach.
if you can. I think there's a rule where you just
Can't demote a guy.
You can't demote a guy. He has to have the equal role or another role.
Well, in hindsight, they should have just fired him and promoted Cohen because Cohen's a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a guy.
And,
Very
and
good.
you know what? Him and Lawrence are going to work out really well. And then, like, you look at the Texans side, like D'Amico Ryans, they had a bit of success with obviously Deshaun Watson before that and JJ Watt. They haven't been a bad team, the Texans, for a long time. But
That was O'Brien. I think.
that's what I'm saying. Before D'Amico Ryans took over, there
Oh,
was a
right,
there was a
sorry.
real bad patch where the stuff with Watson happened. They traded away their franchise guy, like rightfully now. When you look at it, great move by them. But they brought in a young, energetic guy that hadn't not been playing for a long time, hadn't been a coach for a long time.
Well respected though.
Well respected, well liked Texan legend, and they've rode the race with him, and it's paid off for them. So both these teams are going to play a big part in this playoffs. Like,
Absolutely.
I think they're both very, very good, and I
Yep.
think
Who the Jags got?
the Bills.
Yeah. At home though.
It's going to suck both of them. One of them's going to lose that game.
That's a very winnable game for the
I think so
Jags.
too.
They should be favourites in that game.
Well, they beat the Bills earlier in the year as well.
Off form.
I reckon
they should be
one of these two teams is going to come out and just smack a team in the mouth that you're not expecting, and just either the Jags are going to light a team up, or the
reckon-
Texans are going to keep someone to 5,
I
6
reckon
points.
whoever out of these two teams played Denver is going to beat them.
Yeah, I actually think these two might be the two best teams in the AFC.
Yeah.
I
And I
they
think
might be.
the Bills, because you got Josh Allen, and Josh Allen on his day is the best player in the league.
Yeah, that's
Hands down,
just-
hands down. He
you
can just turn a game.
You just never know. If you get the best of Josh Allen, good luck.
Game over.
Strap
Yep.
yourselves in. You're going to be. You may as well just watch it and enjoy it if you're the other team.
Yeah.
How good
'Cause
would
he's
a
that good.
Jags Bears Super Bowl be? Something
You know
that you
what?
would never think
I
of.
hope for something like that. I just hope we get a great Super Bowl where there's a couple of teams that haven't been, and we're probably going to get it this year.
It's just going to be Patriots and
There's a
Philly.
lot of teams that
let's
have-
all,
I think it's going to be
Don't
one
start
of
me on the Pats.
it's going to be one of the teams that have one of the elite defense. The two teams that have elite defenses, and it will be an absolute slugfest for a Super Bowl.
Can you imagine Seahawks Texans in the Super Bowl?
Oh, we'll pump them.
1 and 2 defense just absolutely brawling.
just a 6-3 Super Bowl.
Oh, it'd
That'd
be unreal. It'd be unreal. All right, let's go to Denver, who locked the 1 seed with a win over the Herbetless Chargers. Weren't not convincing though. Was it 13-3 in the end?
19-3.
19-3. Wasn't convincing.
Not super convincing. They just did enough. Did enough to win.
Yeah, and
They
I
didn't
think,
score an offensive touchdown. That's a little bit concerning.
Yeah.
Their touchdown came from a pick six. Also, one of their 3 wins that they went behind it in the last quarter.
Wow.
They've 12 wins. Oh no, it's 11
11 wins by trailing, I think it was.
Yeah, 11 wins by trailing in the fourth quarter. So I think some of that is good coaching. I think if we had that as a percentage, more of that is probably luck. And I don't feel confident about them in the playoffs.
Well, who did the Chargers play the 3? No, the Chargers play the Texans.
No. Texans play the
Chargers play.
Chargers play the Patriots.
6 seed, so they play the Pats. Like, we are very, very realistically going to get Chargers Denver in the
I think
divisional
so.
round.
Yeah. I think
Which
that's
would
why they
be
were holding their punches.
I think Harbrow actually came out and said that he didn't need to show them anything.
No,
Yeah.
no.
And I don't think the Chargers could actually improve their seed at all.
No, they were
Because if
locked
the
in.
Texans won, they couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, they were
So
locked in.
I think it was the right move by them. They rest their guys.
I
They
think
get Herbert
they
healthy.
knew very early in the week what was going to happen.
Their sights are set purely on New England, and very, very, very winnable game for the Chargers.
For their
And then
defense,
we'll get Denver.
absolutely. I would say that they should be a road dog.
A road favourite.
no,
A road favourite, sorry, a road
I
favourite.
don't think they'll be a favourite.
They won't be, but I think they should be.
I think they
the
should be.
Chargers are a much better
Not in
team than New
Foxborough.
England. Yeah, this
Patriot.
isn't the Brady and Belichick Foxborough.
Yeah.
Like I know the Patriots fans think it is, but it's not.
Yeah.
And like I said, I often sit on the fence, but I do not think New England. are
Question
very
though, on the other, just because I'm devil's advocate here.
good. Devil's Damashek.
Yeah, sure. If Drake, it's all right. It's a family thing. If Drake May beats the Chargers, is that going to change your mind, or are the Chargers still not good enough to have that aura that the Patriots will get out of that game?
This is a good question.
What do you mean change your mind in terms of what? Though?
Well,
Are they
you sort of think
pretenders?
that the Patriots are going to get beaten in the first round, but if they come out and beat the Chargers, is it going to be, oh, well, they didn't have their tackles and...
I feel like the Chargers are
Like, is that
are a
argument
Super
then
Bowl
just
winner
gonna-
with their tackles? But I also think that if New England beat them, if they beat them convincingly, then yeah, they need to get some flowers. But I also wouldn't be picking them the next game.
Yeah.
Like,
I
then they would
haven't-
get Denver
There was
No, they'd get the Bills or
or Jags.
Jags.
no,
I
they'd
wouldn't-
get the Bills, or they'd get they would get the
They would
Bills
get the second-
or the Texans.
Yeah, I think both those teams are better than New England.
No, because the
Texans-
Texans are playing the Steelers.
Because they get the lowest.
They'll get the second lowest seed. Denver will get the lowest seed.
right.
Yeah. So yeah,
Because Jags are the...
yeah, they get the Jags.
Yeah, yep.
So I think that what holds a lot of weight for me when we're talking about the Patriots is probably a 6-week part of the season where they were playing bad teams and winning by missed field goals and missed extra points and all of that. They didn't do enough dominant things to show that they are a true bona fide contender. I think if they play their best, they can play as well as these teams that are in the playoffs, but I haven't seen it.
I think it's that
we haven't
it's,
seen it
it's
since
that
week
same
4.
sort of argument in a different kind of way that George was saying about Seattle. Like, he gets where they've won games, but he needs to see just
With
them.
all due respect, if anyone's comparing Seattle
No.
and the Patriots,
I'm not. I'm just
New
saying.
England are better.
I'm just saying that in a playoff game, if Drake May comes out and
is
wins
ridiculous.
a playoff game convincingly, it's the same as what Sam Darnold will do to George.
If he wins
If he wins convincingly.
Yeah, it would
No,
change my mind.
George is incapable of changing his mind about Darnold, and that's a completely separate issue.
That's not correct at all.
It is. The goalposts have consistently changed. Anyway, we don't need to rehash it.
No, we're not rehashing it.
I just think that they played lesser talented teams throughout the course of the year. Didn't
Absolutely.
beat them convincingly.
Lesser talented. They've played like every team inside the bottom 10 of the league.
I know.
And some twice.
And they beat them,
Yeah.
but they didn't beat them convincingly where we saw the Jags pantsing teams, we saw the Texans pantsing teams. And I think if one of those teams played them, that they would play them a lot tighter than what people would expect. I think they would end up winning because they're battle tested.
yeah.
It's an interesting conversation that if the Patriots do come out and beat a playoff team convincingly,
They
you all
can.
of a sudden go, okay,
It depends on the game, right? The Chargers, I think that the Chargers Patriots game will come down to the Chargers, not the Patriots.
Yeah.
If the Chargers play their best, they will beat the Patriots quite easily.
All right.
It's simple as that. They're just a much better team. So I think that if the Patriots if they come out and dominate them, kick the shit out of them, win, then yeah, it might change my mind. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
in fairness, haven't had the opportunity to play these top tier teams.
No, they haven't.
And that shouldn't really be held against them either.
No. But they've
But
beaten,
it does put an
they've
But
beaten-
here we are.
To put a
They've
button
beaten
on
one
the,
team with a winning record.
to put the button on the Pats situation, on the Pats conversation, I should say. Either way, this is a win. This season is already a win.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Vrabel's a great
Undoubtedly.
coach.
That was a great coach. They
Drake
got
May's
their-
a great quarterback.
they
No
got
matter
their
what I think of the
quarterback.
MVP, he's a terrific quarterback, and I
Yeah.
really like him.
And yeah, like the team moving forward is only going to get better.
But
true.
when we're talking about playoffs now, we are now splitting hairs and razor margins. And that's what
that's true.
we're discussing now.
We'll get into the weeds.
And that's what the playoffs is.
when we do
Yeah,
the previews
exactly.
Anyway.
And it's just good to see a poverty-stricken team good again, like the Patriots.
It is. It's been
it's
too
been a-
long without success.
It's been a tough 4 years for them.
Yeah, but I mean, that goes back to good teams stay good for a reason.
Well, they went with Mayo last year. It wasn't right. They
Pull the
fired him
trigger
straight
early.
away because they knew they could get Vrabel.
Yep.
The Titans' mistake became the Patriots' win.
Yep.
It's the bottom line.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And the Titans should be ruining that moment, and the Patriots are lamenting in it. They love it.
They'll stay shit because they're shit.
Yeah, that's very
So I
fair.
don't care.
The Philly Eagles. I only got a quick. The Bears obviously won. The Bears obviously lost, which would have opened the door for Philly if they'd won to get the 2 seed.
Yep. Good win by the Lions to play spoiler. too.
Yeah, the Lions didn't go.
They were
away.
gonna do that.
Even the Bears, they came back, and the Lions went, "Nah, we'll just win it now."
Yeah,
thanks
yeah.
for coming back. It was actually quite a good game. The second half was quite good.
Yep.
But the Eagles benching all their starters and losing to one of the worst teams in the NFL in Washington.
Yeah. And the call was made basically on Monday.
Is that
they're gonna bench their starters.
it's going to go one way or the other, and history is going to tell us, right? It's either that they were overconfident and it was a dumb thing in hindsight when we know obviously the next couple of weeks, or it was a great move because they backed that they could just beat whoever and it didn't matter to them. I think that
I don't think that it was an overconfidence thing. I think it was a think of, yeah, look, we're gonna be the 3 seed. We're gonna host a playoff game. Whoever we matched up against in that first week at home will be pretty comfortable that we think that we can beat them.
Yeah.
This is what they would be thinking internally. They're thinking, we've got a lot of guys banged up, especially on the O-line. We need to... I think they prioritised health over trying to go for the 2 seed. Because there was no guarantee that, the 2 seed was going to be live anyway, because there was no guarantee that the Lions were going to win that game.
No,
you
that's
know what I
fair.
mean?
Yeah.
So they thought the call was made early. It was made early in the week. I'm pretty sure it was made on the Monday that we're resting our guys. That's it. They've obviously prioritised getting healthy, which I don't necessarily have an issue with. Sure, would it be nice to be the 2 seed and guarantee that you're going to be hosting two playoff games instead of 1? Absolutely, it's going to be much more advantageous, especially to try and win. But you make the call and you live with it.
Yeah, I think personally it was a bad call. I think when you've got an opportunity to improve
And
your
obviously
seed,
hindsight's a beautiful thing. Like knowing that the Lions are going to win that game, you'd think, oh yeah, it would have been good to play our starters to even for a half to try and jump them early and then cruise out to a victory. Sure, but internally they made the call early that we're prioritising health and that's what we want to do. Because I know the O-line is banged up. Give our guys rest. Give them an extra, essentially a bye week and go with it.
Yeah. I haven't changed on where I stood on this on Wednesday. I think, especially for while we're discussing Philly and their offensive struggles,
they needed a warm-up.
And sure, you played the Raiders and the Commanders and the Bills to finish the season, and the Commanders again. Like you had a 4-week break where you had essentially 3 buys, but there's still so much work and there's so much question in the offense, and it has been all year. They haven't shown in any game that they've been consistent and then been able to run the ball, been able to show what they did last year. I would have liked to have seen them play for 2.5 quarters like a preseason game, show that you can do this, and then rest everyone. Because I think it's more detrimental playing at full health but underperforming.
Yeah, I get your point, and I don't necessarily disagree. I think for the first half, I would have liked to have seen the starters for the first half. If you want my honest, my take on it as a Philly fan, but also to the second part of your point that the offense and this and that. I think internally they've just kind of made their peace with it. Like this is what it is this year. Like
They're going to win defensively.
Yeah, they're not. There's not a magic switch or a magic button that we can just push and it's going to be the same as what it was last year. Like that's not going to be the case this year. This iteration of this team with this coaching staff, like it's just not going to happen. The way we're going to win games and the way we're going to win playoff games is we're going to win ugly. We're going to win dirty. We're going to muddy it up. It's going to be low scoring. It's going to be 13-10. That's it. And they've just made their peace with it, and that's how they're going to live and die by it. And they'll fire Patullo in the offseason and go again.
Could it also be a hunger issue as a team that's already won a Super Bowl
Potentially.
to a team that someone like the Bills or the Jags who haven't won a Super Bowl yet, who would have... I know that Josh Allen played one snap and then sat, but a team that wins a championship sort of has that...
3/4 of the game?
No. He played one snap.
No, he played one
did he?
snap to keep his
his
consistent...
starting record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
like
think
it.
And then
a hunger
Trubisky
thing...
tore up the Jets. Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, that's
destroyed
right.
them.
Yeah.
Shocking. I know.
The interceptionless...
Yeah, I get your point's valid, Tom. But
I think a
there's two ways
team
to
that
look at
wins
it.
goes, we've gotten there, we trust our process, instead of a team that hasn't gotten there that are like, we've just got to keep going.
Yeah, because we don't want to lose steam. We don't want to lose
Correct.
momentum. Whereas
Yeah.
I don't want to say less resting on their laurels, but they kind of know that when the whips are cracking in a big game, the defense is going to step up and play well. We've still got loads of talent on the O-line. There's more than enough talent on the offensive side of the ball to win a playoff game.
Yep.
It's just a case of
If everything goes right.
Putting it all together. It's just a case of putting it all together. Talent-wise, I stack up our roster talent-wise against any fucking roster in the NFL. On paper, talent-wise. How we've been playing has been obviously very sporadic, just fucking as a compliment.
But that's what
really.
good teams do.
Yeah. But that's what I was going
You
to say.
still win.
A good team with a lot of talent, when the whips are cracking and it's do or die, I think we'll be okay.
Did you see that play though from, I don't know who it was because I don't know your depth chart, but I think it was Mariota was running in for a touchdown and
it was Ringo.
Ringo just completely looked off to a receiver.
He thought he was going to dink it over the top of him.
And there was no one behind him.
He got caught in no man's land. He looked around, there was no one there. He's like, oh fuck, nah, he's just going to run in.
Yeah. I think,
It wasn't Mariota, it was Josh Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh, Josh Johnson.
Shout out to Josh Johnson, man. He's been on like 17 teams.
I think that's his only second
win
as a
in
starter.
6 years or something.
Yeah, what he'll be on a team next year.
Good on him.
Yeah.
Just keep doing it.
But yeah, no,
It's an
again,
interesting discussion that it would be worth circling back to in 2 to 3 weeks' time.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those things that like hindsight.
And not just for the Eagles. Chargers did it, and there was another playoff team.
Bills did it. The Bills
did it.
starters,
Well, I think the Bills knew they could win with their 7th strings.
And you know what?
got a
Internally,
practice
I'm sure
squad.
And the
Philly
Rams-
thought they could beat fucking Washington with their backups as well.
Yeah,
and
probably.
they fucking nearly did.
Yeah, they did.
And the Rams went the other way. They just took Arizona to the sword.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
how
But
much of
they-
that is because they lost the week before badly? If they won the week
And
before,
Jags did it to the
convincingly,
Titans as well.
They probably rest guys because McVay was pissed after that when he's like, "Oh no, we'll be playing."
Yeah.
Don't you worry about that.
But
Yeah.
like,
and they got the 5 seed from it as well, which is
Yeah.
very important.
Very important.
It's just going to be interesting. And Jags is another one. They played all their guys.
Yeah.
It'd just be interesting to see the two comparisons. The Green Bay rested absolutely they rested their training squad.
I don't even think Cram the floor was there.
Yeah.
He was there, like physically.
Nah,
there.
he was coaching on Teams. He was coaching on Zoom.
He's like, I got a big party
He
tonight.
cloned himself. No, but there's a good sample size of 3 or 4 teams resting everyone and 2 or 3 teams playing everyone.
Yeah.
And it would just be interesting to see what comes out of.
And how they front up for the first week.
Yeah.
There's some really interesting matchups. Obviously, we'll get into it in the preview, but there's be some really good matchups.
So yeah, we'll have preview Saturday night. Obviously, there's Sunday games this week. Playoff football is the best.
How
So
good.
we were going to touch on some incentives, but I reckon we're going a little bit long. So
Yeah, just before we finish though,
got a
just
couple?
because no, we're just going to button up all the teams that pretty much aren't going to get a mention now.
Yep.
For the rest of the season, and it's
Rightfully so, because they've been dog shit.
and we're just going to quickly look at what the draft
from the
order is going to
Lions.
be for the top 18 picks.
draft order.
So
How good's this?
obviously after 18, it's all the teams still in the playoffs, so it isn't set. But Raiders got the number 1 pick, Jets got 2, and then you have the Cardinals at 3, Titans at 4. Giants moved all the way out to the 5th pick.
Good on them.
Yeah, Jackson Dart did well. Cleveland at 6, they can go out and get some more defensive help. Then the Commanders, the Saints.
Tackle is what they should be doing.
To think this happened at the start of the year, the Kansas City Chiefs will be picking at 9.
It's unreal, isn't it?
Yep. Then you
Well played by them.
Yeah.
The Chiefs.
Yeah, they'll go get a tight end. Bengals at 10, 11 Miami. Then you got Dallas Cowboys at 12. The Rams via Atlanta at 13.
That's so good.
Baltimore Ravens at 14th. Tampa Bay at 15. Then the Jets again. They got a pick from Indianapolis.
Oh, yeah, when the Colts went all in.
Yep. And then Detroit, I think, would have been diabolical to think about at the start of the year. Would have been picking that high. And then the Vikings to
Detroit finished 4th in their division, did they?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's. Hey, we did like the Bears, but I didn't think it would go this well. I did not think they'd be the 2 seed. Well done.
Absolutely. They're one of the stories of the year.
Shout out.
You just want to say you're bringing a new coach, and this is why we talked at the start of the show that these guys are getting fired, and why Harbrow should be gone, and probably why Zach Taylor should be gone. It's when it becomes stale, you invest some fresh blood, and maybe it's not always the wonderkin coach that becomes the guy, right? Like Colin, we liked Colin what he did in offense, but I didn't think he'd be able to do that. Ben Johnson probably more. Obviously, he was the guy, but you never know. You never know when you're going to find that diamond in the rough. You know, for lack of a better term.
To your point, I don't even reckon the man himself knows until he's under the spotlight and under the pressure. Like, and it's like, are you gonna stand up or are you gonna fold?
Oh,
You don't know.
you said before, we unanimously thought Pete Carroll was going to change the culture in the Raiders, and he's one and done. We thought Aaron Glenn was going to change the culture in the Jets. Turns out that culture's unchangeable, and I guarantee you, I guarantee it right now and bookmark it. Aaron Glenn will not survive next season. No one can survive that shitty. I cannot believe the only way I can think is he survived this season is when they made those trades, that dump was what they said to him, we're dumping all our stars, you've guaranteed a job next year.
Yeah.
Because they were diabolical down the stretch. And if anyone deserved, and I like Aaron Glenn, I liked him as a player, I like him as a DC, but if anyone deserved to lose their job this year, it was Aaron Glenn.
Yep.
And it must have been an agreement that we will not fire you. We're trading away you guys.
He didn't, because obviously his side of the ball, the defense was just absolutely.
There must have been tank for a pick.
First time in NFL history, a team has not had an interception on an entire season. The quarterback numbers against the Jets this year would win the MVP so comfortably. It's not funny.
I saw that too.
Like it's
actually no, because Stafford's numbers are better.
7 times are better for touchdowns. But I think we were talking this the other night. It was we took the Jets, like the running backs and the total offense against the Jets. It would be the number one offense in football by a mile. Yeah. That's how, like the rushing, it was like 2,700 rushing yards and 4,000 passing yards. It's crazy.
I don't see him making it out of.
He will not survive next year unless there's some sort of like sort of shock turnaround and they nail something and get it right, which the Jets never do.
Can't see it.
That's not going to happen.
No. All right, that is it for us this week. Live show Saturday night. Venue TBD. Venue TBD.
We might have to do it at a certain place because your internet still might not be working.
Tom, that's a cheap shot, okay?
I'm sorry, but we're here.
You've come into my humble abode, and my internet's not great, I agree, but there's no need for absolute cheap shots.
5-bedroom house, you jerk off. It's not a humble anything. It's a fucking mansion, you jerk.
Turek of the East. That's where we are.
We're in the Turek. The fact that he knows I call it that is disgusting. That is a fucking joke if anyone's ever heard me say that. No, shout out to Tommy on the 1s and 2s tonight. You did some absolute outstanding work, mate. I know it was a bit of a... We just did not want to move the night because of fucking Telstra, so it was almost a spiteful podcast at Telstra.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a bite back to Telstra.
Fuck you, Telstra.
And if they want to sponsor us, go ahead.
No. We're not selling out.
I'll
for Telstra.
take their money. Don't you worry about that.
I'll be taking their money tomorrow. Don't you worry. When my claims coordinator calls me.
Love it.
No, shout out to the boys on the couch tonight. It was a bit of a heated episode. I think Scotty might have cried. George had a singlet on, so it was definitely hot in here. I got yelled at for having the aircon too low.
Oh, we need the aircon on.
It is on now.
It's been a night. I'll get the aircon on. Shout out to our sponsors, Sporting Globe, Trenside Park. Buy the Super Bowl tickets. See us there.
Absolutely.
It'll be a ripper day. You will not regret it. Take Tuesday off. Take Tuesday off.
Too.
I guarantee you will need it. Peace out, everyone. We'll see you on Saturday.
Ciao.